There's a lot of misconceptions in Austin. There are a lot of people who think that Austin is already no-kill, especially since we're such a progressive community of animal lovers. I think people just assume or want to assume. And so I think people have this misconception as well that the only pets who are dying are really aggressive or really sick, the ones that need to be euthanized, and that's not the case. For about the 10 years, the kill rate has hovered between about 50 and 55%. Our first year, we got it down to about, I think, 44%, and then this year we pulled almost 3,000, and it's down to 27%. The no-kill movement is really about marketing, and it's about competing with the puppy mills and the backyard breeders. If you think about going to the shelter is really not a very pleasant thing to do. Going into a pet store is. And so we're trying to do a better job of competing.
What we know from Scruffy and her litter mates, a man had found them, either he'd owned them or he found them in basically a backyard. Not much known about if they're all from the same litter, if they're from different litters, but they're all various ages. They ranged from 8 weeks to about a year and a half. So they're all kind of scared right now, shut down. This environment's very scary. Not having been around people a lot, it's really scary for them. But they're not showing any aggression; they're just showing fear. So that's a good sign. I usually just hold them for a little bit and then wait till they kind of calm down. Sometimes they freeze, and then usually just can feel it. They will start to relax. These dogs just haven't been around a lot of people, so they're not used to being touched, and so we're just trying to show them that touch is not a bad thing. And then usually, like the next day, you see an improvement.
The shelter is getting so many dogs and cats in a day, and they really don't have the staff to fairly evaluate them all. Each pet gets at most a couple minutes, and in fact, for dogs, if they walk up to a dog's kennel and the dog doesn't approach the kennel to greet them, then they don't even spend any more time. The dog is immediately not eligible for their adoption program.
People also, because I didn't know this, that dogs are only given 3 days. People think, oh, they're in the shelter for months before they're killed, but it's literally 3 days. 3 days is not enough time to either A, find someone's owner, or B, give a dog a chance.
And so we wait until they've picked who they want for adoption, the rescue partners have picked who they want, and then we pick the ones who are left who don't have any other options.
It's a boxer, so it's check EPA still.
So tonight I'm going to get home and I'm going to write a little email about my thoughts on Scruffy. And then tomorrow morning what we'll do is have the transport team come pick her up. Someone will come here, pick her up, put her in the car, and then they'll take her to the shelter that we have over on Lamar and Manchac.
And here's her paperwork. It got a little crumpled, but...
And so they're expecting you?
Yeah, it was one on the list that...
Great, there's the form for you. And then I will just type on this all.
We'll go ahead and spay her and give her shots. Give her any sort of medical workup that she needs, and then she'll recover that night, and then she'll probably go out to adoption sites on Tuesday morning.
Look at the face on her. Look at the teeth.
Yeah, she's got an underbite.
Oh, sweet. I see you. You are something else.
That's David.
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 We decided to get a dog because our kids have begged for a dog for 5 years or 6 years, as long as they could talk. Went through APA because I think I'd seen them at PetSmart and said, well, I guess when I'm looking, I'll go ahead and talk to them. We know people that have mutts from the pound and have these great dogs. They seem hardier, they seem friendlier. We ended up on Scruffy just because of her size and just the general short hair, the feeling like, well, she's a year old, so it won't be a puppy. We didn't realize what her past was with the shelter. I mean, we know she had been at Town Lake, and then we knew she had been at APA. Once you start thinking of an older dog, and I know she's not old, but you just think with every month that passes, if she's been in an abusive situation or in a neglectful situation, how much baggage is she going to have? We've had her about a week. We brought her home, and they don't know if she's potty trained, and you don't know if she's going to suddenly decide that she doesn't like people or whatever. So we were a little hesitant. I mean, I'm still kind of training the kids to have a dog, and me learning too, because I haven't had a dog before.
How does she know to sit? I mean, maybe that's just a dog trait.
She's coming along. She's obviously I'm her favorite, just because I'm probably the one that spent the most time with her. But my younger son, he's more of the lover of her. Like he'll sit on the couch and just have to hug her at all times. And so she's really warming up to him, and it will come to him. We'll let them play. They got her going on fetch the other day and just thought it was the greatest thing ever because she brought back the boy. I think they're generally excited, and maybe she picks up on that they're just all about loving on her, and she's okay with that.
I felt her paw on my head.